And Paul is telling us who this God is. It says this: the God who made the world and everything in it, the Lord of heaven and earth. Now, he does not live in temples made by man. Where does he live, guys? Do we know where he lives? He lives in us. He lives in us. Not temples made by man, but humans made by him. Okay. And it says, nor is he served by human hands. People talk about serving Jesus as if he needs anything. This is what it says. He's not served by human hands as if he needed anything. Instead, think about this. Nor is he served by human hands as though he needs anything. You know how we could get so focused thinking about what are we doing for God? You ever think about that? Man, am I pleasing God? Am I doing the right thing for God? Have I given enough time to God? Have I spent enough time with God? Here's the truth: God doesn't need anything. Instead, he himself gives. He gives to all mankind life and breath and everything. You see, we as humans, we are receivers. We just enjoy this life of God that he has given us. That's it. That's all. I mean, I think in Hebrews it says the only thing we offer is a sacrifice of lips. Essentially, we just say thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. What? God just gives and gives and gives, and we just receive. We're just recipients of this incredible grace of God. It says he made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth. Okay? But then think about this. Look, guys, we need to think about how we think of unbelievers too. We got to stop thinking outside, inside. Listen to this right here. It says they should seek God, feel their way towards him, yet he's not far from each one of us. Here's what it says: in him we live and move and have our being. Even as some of the pagan poets have said, we are indeed his offspring. All of a sudden, guys, these things start to open up. Well, hold on. We're all made in the image of God. Even the pagans get it. We're his children. We're his offspring. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to change our mind about who we think God is. We need to trust Jesus on what God is really like. We believe Jesus. We believe who he is, who he says God is, who he says what the Father is like, who he says the Holy Spirit is like, who he's like. We trust him. We trust him. I mean, he proved it every step of the way. He did what he had to do, and then he raised from the dead to prove it all. There's so much packed into this, guys. In him we live and move and have our being. Imagine you go up to your unbelieving friend. They're also in him, and they're living and moving and having their being. They just don't know Jesus. They don't know that it's Jesus keeping them going. It says, for we are indeed his offspring. You get it? People, I made a post on my YouTube about this. God has never been our enemy. Yet at times we thought we were enemies in our mind. This is the fallen state of humanity. We think God hasn't or won't accept us. We think God hasn't or won't love us, that he's not close to us. And yet the truth is he's as close as it gets. He has always been for us, and he always loved us.